Welcome, everyone, to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Allie Hutchinson. I'm a staff minister at OCSL. My pronouns are she and they, and I will be your host tonight at our Wednesday night Oasis service. Oasis is a time when we come together as a community to get spiritually refreshed midweek. Most Wednesday night services build on the theme of the previous Sunday, sharing Signs of Mind principles and practices with the intention that these gatherings be informal and intimate and interactive. Our annual theme in Centers for Spiritual Living for 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. And our monthly theme for September is Transcendent Purpose. Last Sunday, Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman, our senior minister, introduced ideas inspired by this week's theme, What's the Point Anyway? And tonight our speaker will continue the exploration of that same topic. Although she has a special experiential thing for us, which she will explain. If you're new to our community or watching our recording, please visit our website at oaklandcsl.org. Click on the I'm New icon and look at the lower left-hand corner to submit your email address. And once you do, you'll start getting our weekly newspaper, The Village News, once a week in your email. It has all the information about what's happening at the center in the coming weeks. Before we get started in the talk, please mute your microphone if it's not already, and that'll improve the quality of our transmission and our recording tonight. And you can leave your camera on if you like. And finally, please stay tuned through the end of the service to hear several important announcements. Our speaker tonight is Erin Stewart, who has definitely been here before. Erin Louise Stewart is passionate about expanding the world of possibilities for others, helping people find more joy and freedom. As a dreams come true coach, Erin is living her own dream and has guided hundreds of others in doing the same. With extensive training in personal development and spiritual growth, she has held dual licenses as a spiritual practitioner from both the Agape International Spiritual Center and the United Centers for Spiritual Living. Her heart-centered approach inspires individuals to align with their highest potential. Erin also brings her passion for financial freedom into her work as a licensed financial professional and mortgage specialist. She serves seniors with their Medicare options and is dedicated to teaching financial literacy, investment strategies, and principles of intergenerational wealth. Whether coaching, teaching, or serving, Erin's vision remains the same: to uplift, educate, and empower everyone to step into the abundant life they were created to live. So thank you in advance, Erin, for being our speaker tonight. But before we turn this over to Erin, we always start our services with prayer. So I invite you to simply let yourself get quiet, and we'll do a little connecting with spirit right now. Hmm. Knowing that there is only one power, one presence, that one mind that created everything, that designed it and created it and poured itself into the creation simply to delight in it, to experience it, to experience itself through the creation. That one thing, that one essence that is who we are at our core, that holds us, that supports us, that guides us, that thing we call by many names, God and Spirit and Allah and Mother Earth and so many others. That thing we experience through its qualities, the qualities of joy and love and peace and beauty. And yet, that one thing that is beyond anything we can, in our human state, currently experience or understand. And yet, by going within, we know it, we feel it because we are each one of us, just one unique expression of that one thing. We know that this service tonight is simply a way for each of us to come together to experience a little bit more of that sense of oneness, even in the midst of our uniqueness. To hear the words of our speaker as she opens and allows spirit to flow through her, to be inspired by it, to be guided by it, knowing that each of us takes away exactly what we need to hear tonight, that the uplift we receive tonight we carry into our world, and it touches everyone we encounter during our week. And we are so grateful to know that that is not only our experience tonight, but our deepest spiritual truth whenever we simply open to receive an awareness that that is our truth. So I invite you all to simply, with me, anchor this prayer by saying, and so it is.
And so it is.
And now I will turn this over to Erin and let her have her way with us.
Thank you so much, Reverend Alley, and beautiful community. It's always such an honor and joy to be here again, and grateful to Reverend Sunshine for the invitation to have an encore of the previous beautiful experience that we had, and the invitation to have that be a spiritual practice. So I'm really excited to talk more and share that as a part of the experience tonight. And I would like to also say thank you, Reverend Alley, for the beautiful meditation and the opening prayer, and for everyone who's here, everyone that will be watching this recorded at some point. But what came through clearly when you were praying was that we are so much more than what appears to be. We are so much more than what appears to be. I am so much more than what appears to be. And I also wanted to begin the evening with acknowledging Reverend Sunshine's grandfather. Today is his birthday. So, what a wonderful opportunity to get to be together and to just call his name. I don't know his name biological, but I will say, Reverend Sunshine's grandfather, we celebrate you, your existence, and your eternal existence, your life. So wonderful, and how beautiful it is to bring that as a part of this experience. I also wanted to say that this time for me has been a kind of a choppy time. It's been a not a real easy time for me. It's been a challenging time actually. And I said, wow, it's so interesting to get to present when I'm not feeling like my most strong, most powerful, most inspired self. But what I loved is that I watched Reverend Sunshine's talk on Sunday today, just to be able to have that beautiful experience as a part of tonight's continuation. And I was so fed and fueled, and I felt like I was brought back to myself in her talk. Reverend Sunshine, if you're here or if you listen to this at some point, thank you so much, because that talk was so powerful, and it was chocked full of so much beautiful truth, and just the invitation and the remembrance and of who I am, who we really are in the midst of life. And I love the invitation to come as you are. Like, life can be really tough sometimes and intense. And I've been going through one of those times of intensity and where it's not easy. So it gave me permission to just show up as I am, where I am, and come as I am. Come as I am. So I'm grateful to be here with all of you, and it's a wonderful invitation to get to speak and present, because I always rise higher. Like when we pray for others, we have to go to a higher place to be able to pray. So I have to go to a higher place of truth and knowing to be able to present. So I'm just so grateful to be this open vessel to allow what shines through tonight to do it from that place. But I did want to speak to the place of when it's tough. And I have been asking that question, and I circle sometimes in life, like, what really is the point of this? Really, what is this about? And I've been in this place with, my grandson, and frankly, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm sure people are tired of hearing about it, but it continues to be an experience. And I come to these ahas and these highs and these epiphanies and realizations and insights, and I'm like, oh, it's just all love. It's just love, love, love. Be who I am, love it all, love it all. And I'm good. And then I'm not. It's like life is just kind of lifing, and it's a situation with his father and these visits that are very tough on him with his father. And he comes back, we pray his father up, we pray Zion up, we keep ourselves prayed up, we flood everything with love, we do all of our due diligence to make sure he's taken care of and prepared as much as possible for those visits. And he goes and he comes back and he is just a mess. He's just a mess, and it's so hard to watch him suffering. It's so hard to watch and to see the dysregulation, and he gets sick immediately. He just got over a sickness from the last visit, had this visit again. And what hurt and stung is that I prayed for the father. I said, this is going to be the best visit ever. And I felt that and believed it. And he came back and it was a nightmare, and he is more challenging to deal with. And then we have to put him right. We try to re-regulate him and soothe him and nurture him and love him, and it's just, we give him like 24 hours of grace. He can just be as awful as he needs to be, and we just know that's what it is, and we just do our best to do our best. And then we have to, it feels like, feed him to the wolves. We have to give him right back, and then it's like over again. And so I've been like, what is the point of this, really? It's like, when you've prayed, when you've done everything you know to do, you've done everything legally you know to do, you've called on all kinds of supports and resources, just everything you know to do, all your spiritual practices and principles, and it still is really, really, really intense. And it appears to be suffering. And I was talking to my friend, beloved Grace, who's a mentor, guide, spiritual teacher for me, and guide, and dear sister friend. And I was talking to her about this, and she said, it's a tough situation, but she says the suffering is in my mind. It's the suffering of how I'm holding the situation. And she says, she doesn't want to minimize the toughness of it as a grandmother, and having to participate and be in this experience. And it's been long standing too. So it's like 2.5 years that we've been dealing with this. And I I just kind of had to sit with that. Like, okay, how can I be with this in a different way? How can I think about, like, it is the mind that's attached? Like, I think, wow, wouldn't it be nice if he had a father that was healthy enough and he wanted to go with him, and he, you know, took good care of him, and Zion felt safe and secure? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, it is what it is. And so I just kind of have to, I guess, sit with that as an invitation, because I don't know what the point of it is. At this point, I've been in the questioning of what's the point of it. And so I don't really have really powerful answers, but I do bring a powerful question and a powerful asking and a willingness to sit in the, okay, if the suffering is happening and how I'm thinking about it and how I'm attached to it, then I'm willing to sit in that. I don't have answers in this moment, but I am willing to sit in the sacred invitation. So I just wanted to speak to that part of it. And I guess to say that the spiritual practices are so fundamental. Like, I don't know how anyone does life without spiritual practice. So I love spiritual community. I love being in, a part of this community. I love the opportunities that arise to participate. I love prayer. I love praying. I love being prayed for. I love accessing all those resources, and I love the practice that we'll get to have tonight as well. So I just always say thank God for spiritual practice, thank God for spiritual community, and thank God for something that always somehow calls me back, to myself, and to the truth that transcends all of this somehow. So I wanted to very briefly speak about Grace, who inspired. She's the one that inspired the experience that we're going to have tonight. She also is somebody that is living in very intense circumstances. She's given me permission to share this. I mentioned this on our last talk, that she has the appearance of cancer throughout her body. She defies that, like who she is so transcendent and so expanded that she defies what looks like is on her tests and her results and what her doctors say. It's like she just has this radiance that shines through her, and she somehow moves in this experience, through this experience, in a transcendent way. And she's also, on top of that, has been brought back. Life circumstances has brought her back to be with her family of origin in New Orleans, and she's living in circumstances that are unbelievable. Like, the family is still, from her childhood, was so much trauma, like unbelievable trauma, and that trauma is still actively playing out in unbelievable circumstances in her living situation, on top of everything else medically. And so she's sitting in this whole experience that's unbelievable, and she's sitting in it with such, oh wow, like there's laughter, there's at times there's frustration and kind of, I can't believe this, and what's the point of this anyway? I don't know, it's just kind of like, why was she brought back here, and why is it like this, where it's just unbelievable? And she just brings through like these nuggets of wisdom and truth. Like, I'm like, why don't you, what are some things we can do to make a different choice in your situation? And she said something that was so profound. She says, it's just happening. Like, there's no meaning to this. It's just happening. And I don't want to chase an illusory, shiny new projection of, oh, it might be better over there, and let me go over there. She said, no, I just want to sit here and be where I am. And there's something to sit in the appearance of suffering, in this thing called suffering, and these unbelievable circumstances. But she says, I'm not interested in going there or doing that. She says, I'm being called to the stillness, and I'm being called to be here, um, and to see what's the next level of growth for me. And when she said that, I was just like, wow, that's freedom, to be in the midst of like whatever life come what may, circumstances and experiences, but to just say, I have, nothing calls me but to go into the stillness, and to see what the next level of growth is here for me. And when she said that, something got really still and quiet within myself. And the ability to do that in the midst of these circumstances and still have this radiant shining happening through her, and knowing that truly her presence in this experience with these family members is a divine gift, and that there is love and light that is shining, and whether people recognize it or not, there's something extraordinary that's being given and shared. And so, but her ability to sit in those circumstances and still have her lightness of heart and spirit, laughter, and her profound wisdom is just extraordinary and such a gift for me. It gives me more room to be able to sit as well and to just go into the stillness, where there's that transcendence of who we really are. So she shared a quote. She said, "Today I got," this is what she said. I wrote it as her quote. She said, "Today I got the opportunity to sit in inner stillness and notice my inner calm in the midst of outer discomfort, experiencing the untouchable nature of spirit." So I love that because I took that invitation today, and frankly, I've been feeling pretty angry. Um, just angry. I think it's just been anger because I've just been angry. And frustrated and whatever else. And I just said, I'm going to go sit in the yard. I'm going to put my feet in the earth and I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to be with it. You know, I'm just going to be here, feel, and just be present with it. And then I was called to go into God's living room, into the experience that I'm going to share in a few moments here this evening. And when I went in and I just was present, I felt that transcendent lightness, spaciousness, expansiveness that is more than what appears to be. The I am that is more than what appears to be. And I just was in that expanded awareness. And it was beautiful to, I just will say it was beautiful. It was beautiful to have that transcendent, spacious, expansive awareness, presence of the I am that I am, that transcends all that appears to be. And it was beautiful to just be present. So I'm grateful for these practices and these sacred invitations to sit with whatever is and to be present with it, because as we sit in it, that is there is something that ability to sit in it, um, and then to be able to move through it, that's where the breakthrough and the transcendence happens. So I would like to take the opportunity. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how quickly time goes. Okay, so I'm going to take the opportunity to take us into the experience. So I will just read one of Grace's poems and then we will go into the experience. And I think what I would like is the experience will speak for itself. But I would like to pose the question, since it's such a powerful question, of what's the point anyway, as we go into this experience. And as we come out, we can share. All right. So this poem by Grace, my beloved, amazing Grace, is called Living Reality. God's love is a living reality inside the human heart. This reality is my true home, a home of sweet love, a home of eternal and everlasting love and life. Earth is a place, a third dimensional reality of lessons and opportunities to learn and eventually know where this sweet eternal love resides. Inside the human heart, closer than one breath, in the stillness and the quiet, is where it is kept. Earth holds a journey of the soul that searches truth, that comes and goes. Learn to meditatively journey inside the heart. Unconditional love is there. Love beyond measure is there. Mindfulness is there to lead you with tender care. Do not temporarily exist, from life to life roam. Quietly go inside your heart, where heaven is your home. Closer than your breath, where the promise of divine love is forever kept. This living reality of love is the essence of your being. Claim the light of your life. It is beyond darkness and human strife. The kingdom and queendom of heaven is within. So, my beloveds, we'll take this holy, sacred breath together. And as we bring this awareness to our heart, you can feel free to place your hands on your heart if you like, on the center of your chest, or not. But we just turn within and we enter the heart, the portal of the heart, where there are many mansions and many dimensions beyond what the mind can even conceive, beyond what words can even name and convey. Yet the heart is, there's a knowingness, there's a resonance of home. And as we enter and just bring our awareness to the heart, we enter into what is called, Grace calls, God's living room. And as we enter into this portal of God's living room, we walk through the doorway into this most beautiful, beautiful space. So warm and so beautiful, so gorgeous, and so welcoming, like we feel more at home than ever before here. Something so familiar here. And we notice in the center of the room that there are two chairs, the most comfortable, luscious chairs facing each other. Ah, and we look, just behold and take in this beautiful, gorgeous space. And it's just the luminosity of this space, like it's just the most beautiful, breathtaking space with the most beautiful objects and things in this space. Behold the glory, the magnificence of God's living room. Just taking a few moments to take it in. And then just noticing on one side of the room, there is this beautiful crystal staircase, the most beautiful crystals. It beckons us to move towards it. Everything is aglow. Everything is so beautiful and brilliant. And we're called to start to move up this crystal staircase one step at a time. Feeling your hands move over the crystals on the rails and feeling the glowing crystals underneath your feet. And it's a spiral crystal staircase, so it's just going in the most graceful, beautiful, spiraling up. And we just so calmly ascend the staircase, climb the staircase, one step at a time, just breathing it all in, taking it all in. And we pause for a moment as we come to the next level. And we just stand there and behold and take in the beauty. We feel ourselves lit, we feel ourselves glowing with this luminosity, like we feel at one with all of the beautiful gorgeousness of this beautiful shining radiance. Mhm. And we continue to move up the crystal staircase, spiraling up again, one step at a time to the next level. Just noticing that the frequency and vibration feels higher, it feels lighter, it feels more vibrant, it's like easier to breathe, it just feels much more effortless. There's something about it that feels so inviting and so all-consuming in the most wonderful and wondrous ways. And we come to the next level and we pause for a moment and take it all in, beholding the glory of our own magnificence. And then we continue on up again. We'll go up one more level, slowly, one step at a time, hands moving over the crystals, feeling the vibration running through our entire being, each step. Feeling the elevated expansiveness of our being. We are in the angelic realms of higher vibrations, higher frequencies, higher dimensions. We pause at this next level and just allow ourselves to just free float here in this beautiful atmospheric bliss of our quintessential essentialness. Mm. Behold the glory of our highest, most truest self here now in this present moment as pure presence, as pure awareness. And within the angelic frequencies and melodies and just all of that, that is the resonance of this higher, these higher realms and higher dimensions that are truly beyond what can be described. Yet it is known and felt, and we take it all in. Then we will look as we move on this level, we'll see as we look, we'll see this beautiful, beautiful room. And we can enter this room. It is a table in the center of this room. Beautiful, expansive table. It can be full of chairs around it. It has this beautiful book in the center of the table, which is the Book of Wisdom. And just noticing everything is vibrating, you can just feel and see the beautiful frequencies and vibration of everything that is so radiant, just full of this radiance. Like this room is just so beautifully full of radiance. And as we come in and enter this room, it gets even more radiant. That is radiance meeting radiance. Mm. And you can just feel yourself sit at any point that you're drawn to in this room. You can feel free to sit or you can feel free to stand, whatever you like. And just notice that you are drawn and that there is this sacred invitation for any one that would like to be here in this moment to show up for you, with you, as you. And that can be anyone and anything, or it could just be you. Mm. And just knowing that there's something extraordinary here, like there's such this sacred wisdom that is available here in this portal, this dimension, and we can ask anything. Mm. And I would like to pose the question of what's the point anyway, really? As a sacred invitation and question or not, you can pose whatever you want to pose for yourself if there is any asking, any question. And then let whatever the answering is, whatever is to be revealed, whoever is to show up or not, whatever your hmm, whatever your sacred experience is of this wonderful opportunity, let it be so revealed in such a clear and most wonderful way. So we just receive. We'll just spend a few more moments here, wrapping up whatever is being revealed, whatever is being received. And with great gratitude and great appreciation and thanksgiving, we just give thanks for this space and place that is the room of wisdom. We give thanks for whoever showed up. We give thanks for whatever was asked for, whatever was revealed. We give thanks for the powerful questions. Sometimes where there isn't an answer, the question is powerful itself. And we just bow in honor and appreciation of this as we leave this space and we start to descend back down this crystal staircase, and we give thanks for all of the angels and all of the guides, all of those that are present that assist. We give thanks for our own guidance and wisdom and discernment, our pure awareness as we descend one step at a time, bringing with us all of the gifts of heaven itself. And just running our hands on those crystals as we descend and feeling that beautiful, luscious luminosity and radiance that shines, just feeling ourselves so shining. Mm. Mm. And as we find ourselves on the ground floor back into this place and space that is God's living room, I'm just going to invite you to go and sit in one of those cozy, comfortable chairs. And as you sit in it, just feel yourself melt into the chair. It just is so perfect and it holds you so perfectly. You can just completely ah, feel that love that holds you. And as you do, I want to close this time with this beautiful poem from my beloved Grace, and it's called Unwrap Your Presence. Your presence is a present to the world, a timeless gift given to you to live. Go ahead, unwrap your presence. The light in your heart is what you give, what gifts you bring when your heart can sing songs of peace in this season. Go ahead, unwrap your presence. Sharing love is the ultimate reason. A gentle smile, kind words, small deeds, fulfilling promises, and ancient creeds. Love, forgiveness, gratitude, and peace. Unwrap your presence. These virtues will teach the meaning of your existence while angels lend their full assistance. Unwrap your presence. Do not hide behind multicolored threads of human flesh. Your presence here is simply to bless. Your presence is an extension of God's light since and before the time of your birth. It is no mistake that you are here on earth. A glimpse of awareness ever so bright. Unwrap your presence. This awareness is your light. Let your light shine for all to see. Unwrap your presence and simply be. There is no room for negotiation. You are God's most magnificent creation. Mm. And so, again, just bringing your awareness to your heart. And this is the place of home, of love, of infinite potential and possibilities beyond what we can even know. And so, as a sacred invitation and as a sacred spiritual practice, I invite you to go into the heart portal often as a spiritual practice and just sit in this beautiful space of God's living room and be called to go up into higher dimensions and frequencies as you go up the crystal staircase. And feel free to go into the room where the book of wisdom is and bring your questions and allow, you know, um, that beautiful answering to show up in these powerful ways. So that's the experience for this evening. And I would love for anyone to share anything that came through for you in that experience, or if anyone did get um, anything that came through about what's the point anyway. That would be really cool to hear from too. So, whatever you have to offer to share is welcome. Thank you.
So we invite you to just turn your cameras on if you'd like. If you know how to raise your hand on Zoom, do that. If not, wave at us. Or if even that doesn't work, just call out and we'll try to find you if you'd like to say something. Someone might still be hanging out in the
That's actually fine. You know, if nobody has anything to say, it's just be in that experience because it is so profound and powerful beyond what we know. So that's also fine too.
Sometimes you don't want to leave that kind of place.
You really don't. And it's that's the gift right there. So that's beautiful. So
Hmm.
mhm.
I was going to say something from my own experience. I can't speak for what your grandson's going through, but I know that I had a couple of very difficult people to deal with as a child. And I also had the benefit of, like your grandson, of having other folks in my life that were extremely supportive and loving.
Mhm.
And looking back, what I know about the way kids deal with stuff from a psychological developmental thing, the wound ends up being that the way kids think is they don't think, oh, this bad thing is happening. They think, oh, there's something wrong with me. And what I found is the more overtly difficult that other person is, it seems like the earlier that kid is able to go, "Oh, it's not me." 'Cause
Mm.
I know that's what happened to me. I can remember having that thought very early on, and then, when I was 11 thinking, "Okay, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and everything that I need to do to make sure that person's happy," right? I had a list, and every day I had to add something new to the list, and finally I realized, "Oh, it's not about me at all. No matter what I do, they're gonna be unhappy. It's not me."
Mhm.
So there's nothing I hate worse than a child who's in a position where you feel like they're suffering. And like you said, we're more than appearances. There's a spiritual being also in that child on a certain journey. And there's that little bit of silver lining, that little bit of grace, even in that.
Mhm.
Um, for me, there was. Let me put it that way. So,
Thank you.
yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Mm. Anybody else have any comments or anything? Grady, I see you sending love. Hey, Freya.
I just wanted to say that when I got to the top of the crystal staircase, I got teary, but and I also had this thought that all I need to do is allow my light to shine. I don't need to decide how it's gonna happen, or I don't. I just have to let myself give myself permission or whatever it needs. I just have to let my light shine. And I uh I heard one of my teachers that I follow on YouTube or whatever on the computer, Thomas Hubel. Today I heard him say that something about un undigested, unfelt, that trauma, we have something bad happen as a child and we don't fully experience it. And that's what trauma is, that we're just carrying forward this thing that we haven't experienced. I don't know, there's probably people been saying that for years or whatever, but it kind of sunk into me. Oh, there's things I haven't experienced, and if I go ahead and them, they can just the trauma part of it disappears somehow. So, um,
Uh,
anyway, thank you for your talk. Appreciate your talk.
Thank you, Freya. And your light does shine very beautifully.
I was going to say the same thing. We all notice it, but
It's time for me to notice. Right.
You're
Thank you.
shining.
I was going to say the way I think about it is every time you re-experience that old stuff, you kind of draw the power out of it a little bit. It still comes up later, eventually you look at it and go, oh yeah, that again. Okay. Uh, Anybody else? We've got time for one more quick comment if anybody has a burning desire to say something. And going once, going twice. All right, well, let's just give Erin some love. That was a beautiful meditation. I'm so glad you did it again. I missed it the first time.
Wonderful.
Ah, all right. And I think we'll move into our announcements. Thank you again, Erin.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. So this Sunday, September 14th, Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman will be speaking at our Sunday service on the purpose that surpasses all. The meditation starts at 10, followed by the service at 10:30. And on next Wednesday, September 17th, Reverend Jerry Carter is doing our midweek Oasis service, doing an encore discussion on that same topic, the purpose that surpasses all. Just like this week, the meditation's at 6:30 and the service is at 7, all on Zoom. The third of 6 sessions of the Women's Spiritual Empowerment Group is Sunday, September 14th, after the service. This is a 6-week session, as they said, and all the women in our community are welcome. There are not many tickets left for our 80th anniversary gala on September 20th, so get yours today. We have various tickets options available, and there are also a limited number of community tickets available for anyone with some financial need. So contact Reverend Sunshine Michelle Coleman at Rev Sunshine at oaklandcsl.org to inquire about those, and visit oaklandcsl.org events page for more information on our anniversary. Last call, we're also collecting shout outs to celebrate our 80th anniversary. There's still time to upload your own video greeting and to mail it to info@oaklandcsl.org. You can also upload your video on the website at oaklandcsl.org on the events page. The deadline has been extended to Friday, September 12th, and we would love to hear from you. So please send your video in. Gabriella Conde is gathering volunteers for various posts at the anniversary gala. Tables set up ahead of the event, breakdown on Sunday after the event, the registration table, greeters and ushers, and various other roles. So please send your interest to info@oaklandcsl.org and put Gala Volunteers in the subject line. And thank you in advance for your support. On Sunday, September 21st, right after the gala, we will be offering our second virtual social hall on Zoom for 30 minutes or so immediately after the service. This is a chance for OCSL to nurture and honor its online community, and it's a chance for our online participants to meet and mingle, to share thoughts and stories, to get to know each other, or reconnect with old friends, and to have a great experience of community and connection. All are welcome. Right after the Sunday service ends, go to the events page on our website at oaklandcsl.org, find the password, and click on the virtual social hall picture to join. Our next gathering is planned for the third Sunday in October on the 17th, and we can't wait to see you there at both of those. Our nonprofit partner for September, October is Planting Justice. Planting Justice is working toward economic and environmental justice by building a network of sustainable land-based social enterprises. They counter systemic oppression, violence, and inequity by creating good jobs with nature-based work, a healing environment with holistic community support, and real opportunities for personal growth. You can get more information at plantingjustice.org. The Spirit Treasure Bookstore celebrates September with a make an offer table. We're clearing out so we can bring in new books and merchandise, And this is your chance to let the bookstore know what you would like to see there by writing bookstore@oaklandcsl.org. Or you can add your suggestions to the sign-up sheet at the cash register if you're there in person. On the slide, you can see our contact team, various people you might need to contact for various needs. And we are grateful to them. And in that spirit of gratitude, we'd like to move now into our conscious giving time. So, conscious giving is a celebration, it's an expression of gratitude, and it's also a spiritual practice. In giving, we celebrate our community and express gratitude for all the people who give of their time, talent, and treasure to sustain it. We also acknowledge our place in the flow of universal power and abundance and put our own intentions for greater experiences of abundance into action. In that spirit, please follow along as I read our giving affirmation. And if you're muted, please feel free to read along with me out loud. Ah, divine love as me blesses and multiplies my offering. It blesses all that I am, all that I give, and all that I circulate. Thank you, love, as me. And so it is. And if you'd like to know how to donate, please go to the website. You can click on the red donate button, and that will take you to a page that shows you all the different ways you can give by cash, check, Zelle, text, etc. And now we'd like to show our appreciation for all those who have offered their time, talent, and their presence to tonight's service. Our speaker, Erin, who's also going to do our closing prayer. Tonight's tech host, Freddie Lambright, our administrative coordinator working behind the scenes to prepare all our slides. And finally, all of you, whether you're here tonight or whether you're watching later, by your presence, through the miracle of the absence of time as a reality, you have contributed to this, the atmosphere and the impact of this service. So right now, I would like to transition back to Erin, who's going to do our closing prayer.
Thank you. And thank you as well, Reverend Allie, for your hosting this evening and just the beautiful space that has been so anchored, and for the beautiful spaciousness and expansiveness that we are truly beyond naming, beyond containing. By holy divine design, we are. And we arise, we are revealed, we are fulfilled, we are clear, we are true, we are real, we are our highest, most expanded, most expansive, glorious self. Beyond what we can describe, beyond what appears to be. One, all of us one, everyone one, everything one, all that is one. We are that. That is us, one and the same. How beautiful it is to know that there is this supreme, beautiful, holy perfection, and that it is absolutely inherent, that it is the radiance, it is the glowing, it is that beautiful harmony and just well-being and abundance, the preciousness, the perfection of all that is, and that we are this, we are that. And so I'm so grateful to know that we are completely available, that we are that light shining, that shimmering, that sparkle, that radiance, that crystalline clarity, wisdom, discernment, knowing, power, and powerfulness. We are the presence. We are the gift. We are the blessing. We are blessed. Immensely, massively, all encompassing, everywhere present simultaneously. So glory unto greater glory, good unto greater good, love and life unto the greatest expression and fulfillment of itself as who we are, as what we are, as why we are. This is the point, right here, right now. So through the heart, through the portal, through the love, as the love, This is the beautiful, this is the beautiful opportunity. And so for this and so much more, I do give thanks as I release this prayer, blessing everyone, blessing everything, blessing the 80th celebration gala, blessing everyone that has been a part of this evening service, everyone that will continue to be a part of this beautiful community, blessing Reverend Sunshine Michelle, blessing, blessing, blessing. For this and so much more, I do give thanks. I release this now. I allow it to be, as I say, and so it is, and so we are. Amen.